kingdom is Japan. 你知道我住在哪？ She says that like every subway station has like something similar to this. It's like a cultural thing.
Thank you for saying that into my blog. 然后那个是外汤。Buildings here are key.
Karaoke bar.
Oh. Uh-huh.
Oh, it's more like Christmas tree before.
Oh. Next to the UGG store. Where's Hank? Oh, hello. Doors are so low-key. Ice. Capybara. Wait, there's so much yogurt. What is this?
Is this just a big chunk of yogurt?
They're cute, whatever they are.
I think it's just
milk. They cut. We could. That's a lot. There's 6 of them instead of 5.
Okay. Yeah.
所有人都拍相片。
好吗 ？OK， 你看一下吧，谢谢。灯太强了。对。我们什么都没说就笑，气死我！来，卡红，看这边。等一下啊，3、2、1，好，可以了，笑你可爱。
先站这，然后再站先。大概3、4秒。
它一片对着一个这个纸，每一片都分开了。 是一个斜流。
你能看得到的。
下来以后不就是那个了吗？
猫。哦，行。
It's okay, you got the pictures for me.
I don't think you can see it in my.
要甩的再快一点。
出去了。
这样。
是你的粉。往前走。
One, two, three.
到里面多两个。
来，准备，3、2、1，开始。我往前一点，再往前。More people.
Gorgeous. Is it not for your phone?
I'll show you. Yeah.
Okay, the selecting and downloading doesn't really work, so I'm just gonna.
保管好您的财物。注意，现九区桥上客流拥挤，请大家不要停留，注意安全，照看好您的家人，保管好您的财物。
现在已经9点了。
你要不要吃啊？我给你打包1点啊。
9岁了。不大家的那个一条路嘛。他说师傅，这个上面，说吧，我说说个呀80呀。我说你一直太慢了是吧？我说我不会开得快，你再急我不会开得太快。对。到80我才。
也是老百姓喜闻乐见的一道食材。银簪关，分销美，大袖霞帔，抹绿妆。重楼紫花关，佛语美，板脚山口关，一线美，绿罗被子。抹醉妆，冰糖葫芦最早便是西人民种草，距离的现今已经有800多年的历史了。来，冰糖葫芦，请您饮茶。
喜事是该入，江山渔过，庆律庆祝。山水
江山千里梦，一梦千年如画中。
Pretty cool. And like the smoke comes out. There's like small trinkets over there we can go shop. 可以。
beach？
你在说什么？
我知道。我的 beach。我的 beach。
Yeah, it's cute.
35，打包现吃。
I can't wait to get this one.
要开开啊！发扬灯，新年好。
I'm taking a video of you. Cute. Huh?
You walk so fast. And she's like trying to catch up to him.
美国人一般不是用伤心，就是苹果啊。他就伤心嘛。
This is their like childhood home. They don't live here anymore.
那间红红的那间。
是啊。
让道，不要 以民族是好玩。
总共3600多平。我们现在在的是东花厅的位置。
She lives in Austin, so he's always like, it's too hot here. Yeah, I know. Every summer it snows.
Yeah, our house is just such a cool mess.
Because when you're old, you like to kind of like keep a lot of stuff.
You guys been to my mom's house, right?
I've been before.
You guys come. Just on the So
Oh my god, there's so many of them. Whoa, look at these cakes.
They're cute. Roll cakes cut already and separated.
Ooh, look at thing. Rice thingies with something suspicious on them. And that. Ooh, crazy.
All pretty standard breads.
那个。
Yes, 3556. Just 看不见的，就是为了让人看不见。
对，后面的话你们可以再安排一下，比如说往后面走，往南边走有那个爱心树，还能去林则徐纪念馆再看一下啊。对，是。